Right now, millions of American families are stretching every dollar just to survive. If you felt your paycheck disappear faster than ever, this video is about you. Your rent is higher, your groceries cost more, and your savings feels thinner every single month. Take a breath for a moment and really think about your daily reality. You walk into the grocery store with a list, but you leave with fewer items and a bigger bill. Your utility statement arrives, and you already know it's going to sting. Gas prices hit your wallet every time you turn the key. And somehow, your paycheck hasn't grown at the same speed as your bills. That pressure you feel in your chest when you open your bank app? That's real. That's shared by millions of Americans right now. This isn't just numbers on a screen. This is your kitchen table. This is your family budget. This is your peace of mind. Maybe you've skipped buying something important so your kids could have what they need. Maybe you've delayed a medical appointment. Maybe you've pushed off fixing your car because the money simply isn't there yet. That's the silent stress so many households are carrying. And now, something big may be changing. A new plan tied to the president could send $1,500 direct payments using prepaid cards to millions of Americans. Not someday, not in theory, a real proposal that could touch your wallet directly. But here's the thing. This plan isn't simple. There are details, eligibility questions, timing concerns, and major implications that could affect whether you see this money or not. And buried inside this proposal is a moment that could change how fast this money reaches your hands. So don't blink, don't scroll, because what you're about to hear could impact your next grocery trip, your next bill payment, and your financial breathing room. Quick recap before we move forward. You're struggling. Your bills are rising. A potential $500 payment could offer relief. But the real story is how it actually works and who truly benefits. And that brings us straight into the real issue driving this plan. Americans are facing. The real problem isn't just inflation, it's speed. Your expenses rise fast, but relief moves painfully slow. Families are running out of financial runway. Let's be honest with each other. Prices didn't just rise, they surged. Groceries jumped, insurance premiums climbed, rent increases hit hard, childcare costs exploded. And for many households, wages didn't keep pace. Even people working full-time jobs are feeling like they're barely staying afloat. The biggest issue isn't just that things cost more, it's that emergencies hit faster than savings can recover. One car repair, one medical bill, one unexpected home expense. Suddenly, your budget collapses like a house of cards. And credit cards? They become survival tools instead of convenience tools, trapping families in cycles of interest and debt. Millions of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. That means your margin for error is razor thin. There's no buffer, no cushion, no safety net. When something goes wrong, the stress doesn't just affect your wallet. It affects your sleep, your relationships, and your mental health. Government programs exist, but they often move slowly. Applications take time, verification takes time, deposits take time. And meanwhile, your bills don't wait. Your landlord doesn't pause rent. Your utility company doesn't delay shutoffs forever. Life keeps charging forward while help inches along. This is why many families feel invisible. They don't qualify for enough assistance to truly stabilize, but they don't earn enough to comfortably absorb rising costs either. They're stuck in the middle, working hard but constantly stressed. That's the pressure cooker pushing leaders to explore faster ways to deliver money directly into people's hands. And that's where prepaid cards enter the conversation. They promise speed, flexibility, and access, especially for people who don't have traditional banking, or who need immediate funds without paperwork delays. But solving one problem often creates new questions. How fast can this really move? Who qualifies? How secure is it? And does it actually reach the people who need it most? Before we get to that, let's talk about what happens if this plan actually rolls out. The potential impact on your wallet. $500 could change how you breathe financially this month. This isn't luxury money, this is survival money. For many families, this could mean stability instead of panic. Let's break down what $500 could realistically do for your household. Maybe it covers 1 month of rent or mortgage relief. Maybe it pays off overdue utilities and prevents shutoff notices. Maybe it restocks your refrigerator without anxiety. Maybe it fixes the car that gets you to work every day. Or maybe it finally gives you breathing room to pay down high-interest debt that's been silently draining your paycheck. This kind of direct support isn't about shopping sprees. It's about catching up, stabilizing, regaining control. For families living on tight margins, a lump sum payment can create momentum, the ability to reset instead of constantly falling behind. Prepaid cards also bring flexibility. You can use them for groceries, gas, bills, and essentials without waiting for bank processing delays. For people without checking accounts, prepaid cards remove barriers entirely. That means faster access, fewer hoops, and more immediate relief. But here's the ripple effect most people don't think about. When millions of households suddenly have extra spending power, local businesses feel it. Grocery stores move inventory. Gas stations see traffic. Service providers get paid. That helps stabilize communities and small economies. At the same time, there's a balancing act. Too much money entering the system too fast can sometimes create price pressures if supply doesn't match demand. Policymakers have to carefully manage scale, timing, and targeting to avoid unintended side effects. And then there's the psychological impact. Relief changes behavior. It reduces panic spending. It lowers desperation borrowing. It gives families confidence to plan rather than just react. That mental relief alone has enormous value. But here comes the suspense. What if this payment doesn't reach everyone equally? What if timing becomes the biggest wild card? What if the real surprise isn't the amount, but how it gets delivered? Because buried inside this proposal is a twist most people aren't talking about yet. The delivery twist. This isn't just about the money. It's about how fast you can actually touch it. Speed may be the real game changer. Prepaid cards could bypass traditional delays. Here's where things get interesting. Historically, when payments go out, people wait, banks process, systems verify, errors delay. Some households wait weeks, sometimes longer, to actually see funds hit their accounts. But prepaid cards change that equation. Instead of waiting for bank deposits, cards can be activated and distributed rapidly. Funds can be loaded electronically and used almost immediately. That means relief could reach families faster than traditional systems allow. Imagine not waiting for your bank to clear. Imagine not worrying about overdraft holds. Imagine being able to swipe the card for groceries the same week it arrives. That speed could make the difference between paying a late fee or avoiding one entirely. However, there's another side. Distribution logistics matter. How are cards mailed? How are addresses verified? How do people replace lost cards? How do fraud protections work? How are balances tracked? All of this infrastructure must work flawlessly to avoid chaos. And this is where suspense builds. If executed well, this could become a model for future emergency payments. If executed poorly, confusion could slow everything down and frustrate families who desperately need help. So the real wait for it moment is this. Will the system deliver speed? Or will it introduce new delays disguised as innovation? We're about to explore who may qualify, what hurdles could appear, and how this could realistically roll out. Because the difference between hope and disappointment often comes down to execution. Who could benefit most from this plan? This plan targets everyday Americans, not just a narrow group. Working families, seniors, and fixed-income households could all feel impact. This type of payment plan typically aims to reach households under financial pressure, especially those who spend a high percentage of their income on essentials. That includes families living paycheck to paycheck, seniors on fixed incomes, gig workers with fluctuating income, and households impacted by rising healthcare or housing costs. Prepaid cards also help people who don't use traditional banking systems. Millions of Americans rely on cash-based systems or alternative financial services. For them, prepaid cards provide safer access than carrying large amounts of cash and reduce reliance on expensive check cashing services. Another potential group includes rural communities and underserved neighborhoods where banking access is limited. Faster delivery methods could ensure more equitable access across geographic regions. But eligibility rules matter. Income thresholds, residency verification, prior benefit participation, and tax history may all influence who qualifies. And those rules can shape how many people actually receive payments. Transparency will be key. Clear communication prevents confusion, scams, and misinformation. Families need to know how to verify legitimacy, how to activate cards safely, and how to protect their funds. Mini summary. This plan could help millions, but eligibility rules and distribution clarity will decide who truly benefits. Next, let's talk about possible risks and what you should watch out for. Risks, scams, and what to watch for. Whenever money is involved, scammers move fast. Protecting your identity and card information will be critical. Whenever government payments are announced, scam activity spikes. Fake messages, phishing emails, fraudulent websites, and impersonation calls flood inboxes and phones. Criminals exploit confusion and urgency. If prepaid cards are used, fake activation scams could appear. Fraudsters may ask for card numbers, PINs, or personal data. Legitimate programs will never ask for sensitive information through unsolicited contact. Families must remain vigilant. Only use official sources. Never share card numbers. Never click suspicious links. Never respond to unexpected payment requests. Another risk involves lost or stolen cards. Systems must allow quick replacements and balance protection. Clear customer support access will matter. There's also the risk of misinformation spreading online. Rumors about payment dates, eligibility, or amounts can cause panic or false expectations. Staying informed from reliable updates is essential. Mini summary. Opportunity brings risk. Awareness protects your money. Now, let's zoom out and look at how this could affect the broader economy. Economic ripple effects. When families spend, communities breathe. Local economies feel direct relief. Direct payments stimulate consumer spending quickly. Groceries, utilities, fuel, childcare, repairs. Money flows into real needs. That supports local businesses and stabilizes employment. However, policymakers must balance inflation concerns. Injecting money into the economy must be targeted and measured. If managed carefully, this kind of relief can stabilize households without overheating prices. Timing and scale matter. Mini summary. Relief supports families and communities when executed responsibly. Next, how fast could this actually happen? Realistic timeline expectations. Hope is powerful, but patience matters. Policy approval, funding authorization, vendor contracts, card production, distribution systems. These steps take time. While prepaid cards accelerate delivery compared to traditional methods, they still require infrastructure setup. Viewers should prepare for phased rollouts rather than overnight miracles. Communication updates will shape expectations. Mini summary. Fast, but not instant. Now, what should you personally do to prepare? What you can do right now. Preparation protects opportunity. Keep address information updated with official records. Monitor legitimate announcements. Avoid scams. Budget responsibly for potential funds. Plan priorities before money arrives. Mini summary. Smart preparation maximizes benefit. Let's talk emotional reality again. Why this matters so deeply. The human side of financial relief. Relief isn't just money, it's peace of mind. Stress impacts health, relationships, productivity. Financial breathing room restores dignity, confidence, and stability. Families deserve security, not constant anxiety. Mini summary. Stability changes lives. Now, let's bring the suspense back. The real moment isn't the announcement, it's the execution. Policy details, delivery systems, eligibility clarity. These determine success. The coming updates will shape reality. Stay alert. Your financial future depends on staying informed. Don't let critical updates pass you by. Subscribe, stay ready, and protect your wallet. This moment represents hope for millions of households navigating real financial pressure. Whether this plan reaches you or someone you love, knowledge empowers protection and opportunity. If you care about your money, your family, and your future stability, stay connected, turn on notifications, share this information responsibly, and stay ready for what comes next. Because when change moves fast, informed people move faster.